Oh, single, praise the Lord. Well, my Nigerian fans, please let's gather here. Our faith and journey through the Afcon 2025 is intensifying after defeating Tanzania by 2-1. We have to talk about the Super Eagles team. Tonight was a good night. Now tonight was a good night. We've picked the first 3 points in the 2025 Afcon tournament. Of course, we have to deeply talk about the Super Eagles versus Tanzania. Before I do that, if you are new on this platform, quickly let's do it together. Subscribe to the channel, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Please, let's show love to the Super Eagles by liking this video. We've won against Tanzania, so of course, you don't have any doubt than to like this video and share to other social media platforms. As usual, my name still remains Solomon Kwadwo Asante, your only nomenclature with the engineer's philosophy in sports. A Ghanaian who has declared his full support for Nigeria sports with a Nigerian name, the only one, Solomon Chukwu Emeka. I'm very proud supporting the Super Eagles and getting victory against Tanzania. It's not always easy defeating lower side in terms of your group opener in a major tournament. And of course, our boys have done well and you have to compliment their efforts. How do you rate the performance of the players? Share your candid opinion decently in the comment box. Who is your man of the match? To me, my man of the match is Ademola Lookman. Others are going for Alex Iwobi. Others are going for Wilfred Ndidi. Others are going for other players. Who is your man of the match for the Super Eagles tonight against Tanzania at the first international sports stadium in Morocco? Omo, Baba, let's get straight into the video and talk from tonight's game as the first international sports stadium, the match between the Super Eagles of Nigeria, our very own, and the Taifa Stars of Tanzania. Going into the game, a lot of anticipations came true that is going to be very difficult for Nigeria. I predicted first 11 for the Super Eagles, and you have to give me all the required applause because 10 out of my predicted players were able to start for the Super Eagles, with the exception of Fisayodele Bashiru coming in with Akko Adams. And of course, I predicted that we are going to win by 3-1. It didn't work in that aspect. 50-50, we had a way out that we defeated Tanzania by 2-1. And let's look at the efforts of our players. We started the game. My question initially was, how are you going to start the game? Are you going to press them or are you going to remain patient? And of course, we pressed them right from the start of the game. And through the efforts of Semi Ajayi, we had the first goal before recess. And I will compliment the efforts of Samuel Chukwu Eze. Initially, when you are taking corner kicks, we know that we just take it directly through to the 18 balls of the opponent. But this time around, they had that knowledge to take it just cross the 18 balls. Samuel Chukwu Eze complimented his efforts crossing the ball with that physique and dominance, aerial dominance from Semi Ajayi. He had the ball straight into the goalpost, leaving the goalkeeper of Tanzania nowhere to be found. And indeed, we had our first goal against Tanzania. Just after recess, they equalized, making it 1-1. And that one, I will blame our defenders. I don't know whether they were setting offside, the kind of communication between Stanley Nwabali, Calvin Bassey, and Semi Ajayi, Zadu Sanusi. I didn't see them warm with that kind of communication. And Ademola Lookman was like, this is the time we need to win for Nigerian football enthusiasts and the Nigerian football community to be very happy with us. We didn't qualify for the 2026 World Cup tournament, though we have other protests hanging around. We don't know whether FIFA is coming out with the correct verdict in favor of Nigeria or that of DR Congo. Of course, we have to just push out in the Afcon tournament. So you needed to use the individual brilliance, taking the ball and backing on a run with that transition, moving just 2 meters away from the 18 balls. He just took a strong shot, killing the ball into the goalpost of Tanzania. This time around, the goalkeeper of Tanzania was of nowhere to be found. And of course, we had our second goal against Tanzania. So these were the true vivid description of Nigeria versus Tanzania. We getting 2 goals against 1 from Tanzania. Let's look at the players that started with my initial prediction being 90 out of 100. So Stanley Nwabali started. And with a rating from my side, rating Stanley Nwabali, I'll give him 6 out of 10. It got to a time I think he was quite jittery in the post. We are just moving into that standard of football, and you have to learn along. Just look at other goalkeepers who are just dominating play with their legs or feet. And Stanley Nwabali, anytime ball comes to you under pressure, you just balloon it outside, which is not good. You have to learn from that. Other mistakes one might not be of your benefit in subsequent games. Now let's talk about Bright Osai Samuel. But Bright Osai Samuel, splinting in, splinting out with that energy and pace. I was like, wow. In the first half, we don't have Ola Aina. Benjamin Frederick was missed in the game. But Bright Osai Samuel took to himself that this is the time I have to prove all doubters wrong, that I can do the job. We have only Ryan Alibiasu on the bench to come and replace me. And he's a new player. I've been with the Super Eagles for very long. And I have to prove to Nigerians that I can do it. And he did it marvelously. Though, at some parts of the second half, he got injured, but he needed to stand up, then just do the job for the Super Eagles. Well done, Bright Osai Samuel. You deserve all the applause. Let me give it to you. Now to Zaidu Sanusi. I just love the play from Zaidu Sanusi. Though it got to a time he was also not quite well under pressure, dominating the flanks from Tanzania. They saw that we had some errors within our fullbacks, Bright Osai Samuel and Zaidu Sanusi. So they wanted to penetrate. So you can see that anytime Calvin Bassey comes in to support Zaidu Sanusi, it creates space in between Semi Ajayi and Calvin Bassey, creating some errors that might have led to go for that of Tanzania. But well done. Kudos to the boys. They just did their best in the defense to support the team. I love the synergy between Semi Ajayi and Calvin Bassey. The aerial dominance from Semi Ajayi, same as ball recoveries. I really, really love that one. The aggression from Calvin Bassey and that kind of ball retention in terms of speed. I loved it from Calvin Bassey. He did well. With a rating for Semi Ajayi, I will give him 7.5 out of 10. That of Zaidu Sanusi, I will give him 7 out of 10. Semi Ajayi, I will give him 8.5 out of 10. Calvin Bassey, I will give him 7.5 out of 10.0. Now let's talk about the telepathy between Wilfred Ndidi and Alex Iwobi. What's a player, of course. These are some of the dominance we need from our superstars. The plethora of talent that we have in the team. Alex Iwobi has played the Super Eagles since 2015, same as Wilfred Ndidi. So we needed someone to be our security guard, shielding Calvin Bassey and Semi Ajayi. And there was a capitano of the Super Eagles team, Wilfred Ndidi. So anytime he covers up, there is no way pressure will be on Semi Ajayi and Calvin Bassey. He did well. He deserves 7 out of 10 from my side. Now to Alex Iwobi. Let me give out brief statistics about Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi played the full 90 minutes. He had 2 assists. 2 assists for the Super Eagles. Same as 1 big chances created. Key passes, 6. Accurate passes, 71 out of 78, representing 91%. Alex Iwobi passes in opposition half, 43 out of 50, representing 86%. Passes in own half, 28 out of 28. Any pass he gave out in his own half, talking of the Super Eagles half, from our center circle to where Stanley Nwabali is, he had everything correct. 100%. 28 out of 28. Long balls in terms of accuracy, 6 out of 8, representing 75%. And he had a rating of 8.2 out of 10.0. So looking at the defensive transition, though I'm not much impressed, we have to work on the defensive lapses. These are some of the things you have to work on. Going to face Tunisia, we know how best they are in the African terrain, same as world football. So we have to set our defenders to that standard for considering some of these hollow goals and shallow ones against our opponents. And that is it from our defenders. And I really loved the balance in the midfield from Samuel Chukwueze, Alex Iwobi, and Wilfred Ndidi. Now to our attackers, of course, Ademola Lookman did very well. He dominated. This is the time I can see that he has revitalized his football career. During the World Cup qualifiers, he had some shortfalls, and this is the time he's back after picking the form from Atalanta Casio. Always I say that club form also needs to be in the form of your international career. If you're able to do well at your club side, look at Samuel Chukwueze. He dominated, though we didn't see the best moments of him at the start of the game, but he came in with the individual brilliance and everything, and he was able to help the Super Eagles dominate. So I really love that one from Ademola Lookman. And to Akko Adams, there was a time when he started the game. You could see that they've pinned down Victor Osimhen, and Akko Adam had all the chances to dominate, to score goals for the Super Eagles. He had about 2 or 3 chances to convert them nicely and peacefully for us to lead the game right from the start to the 18th or 20th minutes, but he missed out on those chances. So you need to work down, calm down under pressure, and know how to dominate, being the spark for the Super Eagles in the wings. So this is it from Akko Adams. And Victor Osimhen, though he wanted to be part of the score sheets, anytime just after the game, Nigeria, we've scored 2 goals to 1. And the question people will be asking as household names, will be mentioning names, that's who scored or which player scored for the Super Eagles. We'll be like, is Victor Osimhen part or he's not part? And seeing not part of it might be a worrisome. He dominated to at least get a goal for the Super Eagles, but it didn't work out. Some players came in. I love the touches and plays from our very own Moses Simon. He did very well. I think if he starts from the bench, he's able to dominate and impact the game. And there's the time Eric Sekuchel needs to work on that so that subsequently he might come in as a substitute and dominate as he did. Fisayodele Bashiru, initially I anticipated that he should have started the game for the Super Eagles, but his impact in the second half, there's no way I can draw out how he impacted the game, but it was not the best of what I was anticipating for. So he also has to work on 1 or 2 things to make it perfect for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So these are some of the things and expectations from the Super Eagles. Paul Onuachu, he didn't come in early, so I can't blame him right from what he did. G3 in the front lines for the Super Eagles, waiting for the ball to come in others. But subsequently, let's see how his impact within the Super Eagles team will be. Now, let's look at the second point of the game. I've spoken about the defensive lapses and the defensive transition within the Super Eagles team. I've spoken about the midfield balance. Now, let's talk about the team play, the cohesion as a team. Right from the start of the game, we didn't see it. We were just seeing the individual quality or individual brilliance. People taking on, embarking on rounds, just moving, dribbling, taking on players without passing balls. We didn't see the technicality from the bench, same as the technicality in the game from our players. And going forward, we have to play as a team. As we played as a team, just look at, we had the first goal to unlock everything, and everything was perfect for us. And one thing that we have to put in mind is that we can't always depend on Victor Osimhen. Every country coming to play against Nigeria, the paramount target will be Victor Osimhen from the attacking part. So there's a way they are going to put all the defenders on Victor Osimhen. That was what I stated, that Akko Adams initially had the chances to score for the Super Eagles because he was left alone to do something, and he didn't do it to the maximum satisfaction of ours. But going forward, I think we shouldn't put it in a way that always when you take transition of the game, it should be like Victor Osimhen should be our clinical finisher. At times, he will be relentless in pressing other defenders. So in as much as he will be pressing other defenders, there should be a way for other attackers should also score. So that is it from how I see things going forward and working on some of these things. Now let's talk about the technical noise of head coach Eric Sekuchel. He had perfect substitutions, and I think that was the best any other coach on the other side, at least 70% okay, as good as he did for the Super Eagles. Going forward, you want to see the telepathy among our players on the field as team play. We want the team play. If you're able to get the team play, wow. Who say man or day? Man will day, Papa, for the Super Eagles, and we can dominate. So we are moving on. First game, first win, first 3 points. Go Super Eagles. Go Nigeria. Go, go, go Nigeria. Go, go, go Super Eagles. We are the best, Africa #1. So stand up, The champions Saka Ame Eagles masses. Forward we go, backwards never. The Afcon trophy is next for the Super Eagles, and this is how we are going to lift it. Nigeria for the fourth title in Afcon history, 2025 in Morocco. Go Super Eagles, go Nigeria. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Let's meet in the next one. It's bye-bye for now.